Putting God first is a principle that, when embraced, brings meaning and purpose beyond any success or achievement. In a world where the pursuit of wealth, status, and recognition often takes center stage, it's essential to step back and remember that these things are fleeting. True fulfillment comes when we align our lives with a greater purpose, one rooted in faith. As Denzel Washington has often reminded us, put God first in everything you do. This message resonates because it speaks to a deeper truth. Without a foundation in faith, the things we achieve can feel hollow. Success alone doesn't guarantee happiness or peace. The reality is that without a sense of purpose, even the highest achievements can feel empty. When God is at the center, our efforts become more than just a means to an end. They become acts of service, guided by values that outlast material gains. Denzel's own journey is a testament to this. He's not just a talented actor, but someone who uses his platform to inspire and uplift others. His message encourages us to reflect on what really matters, how we impact others, and the legacy we leave behind. One of Denzel's most famous reflections is that you never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. This imagery reminds us that material possessions are temporary. They won't follow us in the end. What does endure are the lives we touch, the kindness we show, and the love we share. When we put God first, we start to focus on these enduring values. We see our time, our talents, and our resources as gifts we can use to serve others rather than just accumulating for ourselves. In doing so, we create a legacy not of things, but of meaningful impact. Relying on faith also prepares us for life's challenges. Denzel warns that ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship, underscoring that real growth often comes through adversity. By putting God first, we are not saying life will be without struggle, but we are affirming that we won't face it alone. God provides strength and guidance that help us endure difficulties, building resilience that deepens our character. Choosing to put God first means making a daily decision to seek purpose beyond our own interests. It's about asking, am I being the person God created me to be? When we commit to this, we allow our lives to be shaped by a force greater than ourselves. God's plan brings peace and purpose, filling our lives with joy that transcends anything the world can offer. With God as our guide, our path forward is illuminated with hope, strength, and a legacy that truly matters. In life, we're often driven by the idea of success. From a young age, we're taught to pursue achievements, secure high-paying jobs, and reach positions of power or fame. Society equates success with material wealth, titles, and status. But the truth is, these things alone can't bring fulfillment. As Denzel Washington has said, without purpose, success is empty. True success is not measured by what we accumulate or how far we rise in our careers. It's about fulfilling the unique purpose we're given, something that only comes when we put God at the center of our lives. Purpose is what makes success meaningful. When we put God first, we start to see our gifts and opportunities as more than just tools for personal gain. They become ways to serve others and create a positive impact. Each of us has a purpose, a reason we were put on this earth. For some, it may be teaching. For others, it might be creating, healing, or leading. Whatever our purpose, we're meant to live it out not for self-promotion, but to contribute to something larger than ourselves. When we focus solely on worldly success, we may feel a temporary sense of accomplishment, but the satisfaction quickly fades. On the other hand, a life of purpose rooted in faith leads to true fulfillment. Denzel Washington's career illustrates this principle. He's achieved incredible success, earning awards and accolades, but he reminds us time and again that his work is about more than fame or recognition. He puts God at the forefront of everything he does, and it's clear that his success flows from a deeper sense of purpose. In his speeches, he often talks about how God's guidance has shaped his path, allowing him to reach heights he could never have imagined. But even with all his achievements, he's never forgotten his mission to inspire and uplift others. This is what separates worldly success from a life filled with purpose. When we put God first, our definition of success changes. It's no longer about reaching the top for our own benefit, but about using our success as a means to help others. A purpose-driven life is not focused on the things that pass away, but on the legacy we leave behind, the lives we touch, the kindness we show, and the love we give. Living with purpose transforms our work, relationships, and everyday actions into something meaningful. Success becomes not an end in itself, but a part of a greater journey, one that brings peace, joy, and lasting impact. In the end, purpose gives success its true value, because only a life with purpose, a life with God as a God, is a life fully lived. Life often tempts us to chase the next shiny object, the next accolade, or to accumulate more possessions. In today's world, material success is frequently viewed as the pinnacle of achievement. We're encouraged to gather wealth by the latest and have the best, as if these things define our value. But while success and comfort aren't bad, putting them first leaves a deeper emptiness. When our lives revolve around material gain, we risk losing sight of what truly matters, and that's where putting God first transforms everything. Denzel Washington once said, "You never see a U-Haul behind a hearse." It's a powerful reminder that no matter how much we accumulate, we can't take any of it with us when we're gone. Denzel's message reminds us to focus on a legacy that outlives material success. True fulfillment isn't found in things, it's found in relationships, in love, and in the difference we make in others' lives. Material achievements are temporary, they bring satisfaction for a moment, but eventually we want something deeper. By putting God at the center of our lives, we find a purpose that goes beyond ourselves. We begin to see that the greatest joy often comes not from what we have, but from what we give. When we center our lives on God, we're encouraged to share, to uplift, and to pour into others. Our careers, our possessions, and our influence become tools to help others rather than just trophies on a shelf. For Denzel, his faith has guided his career, allowing him to use his platform to tell stories that challenge, inspire, and lift up the human spirit. He's known not just for his talent, but for the integrity and compassion he brings to his work, showing how a life focused on leaving a positive impact becomes a powerful legacy. Putting God first redefines what we view as success. It calls us to live, not just for ourselves, but for a greater purpose. God's values call us to be generous, kind, and mindful of others. When we let these values guide our decisions, we create a ripple effect. The love and kindness we show plant seeds in the lives of others, often growing long after we're gone. This kind of legacy, one of compassion, integrity, and faith, is the true measure of a life well lived. Instead of striving for endless accumulation, we can use what we have to contribute to something bigger. And when we do, our lives are enriched in ways that wealth and status can never achieve. Putting God first reminds us that our time here is precious, and that the legacy we leave should be one of impact and purpose, a testament not to the possessions we leave behind, but to the lives we touch. Life often tempts us to chase the next shiny object, the next accolade, or to accumulate more possessions. In today's world, material success is frequently viewed as the pinnacle of achievement. We're encouraged to gather wealth, buy the latest, and have the best, as if these things define our value. But while success and comfort aren't bad, putting them first leaves a deeper emptiness. When our lives revolve around material gain, we risk losing sight of what truly matters. And that's where putting God first transforms everything. Denzel Washington once said, "You never see a U-Haul behind a hearse." It's a powerful reminder that no matter how much we accumulate, we can't take any of it with us when we're gone. Denzel's message reminds us to focus on a legacy that outlives material success. True fulfillment isn't found in things, it's found in relationships, in love, and in the difference we make in others' lives. Material achievements are temporary, they bring satisfaction for a moment, but eventually we want something deeper. By putting God at the center of our lives, we find a purpose that goes beyond ourselves. We begin to see that the greatest joy often comes not from what we have, but from what we give. When we center our lives on God, we're encouraged to share, to uplift, and to pour into others. Our careers, our possessions, and our influence become tools to help others rather than just trophies on a shelf. For Denzel, his faith has guided his career, allowing him to use his platform to tell stories that challenge, inspire, and lift up the human spirit. He's known not just for his talent, but for the integrity and compassion he brings to his work, showing how a life focused on leaving a positive impact becomes a powerful legacy. Putting God first redefines what we view as success. It calls us to live, not just for ourselves, but for a greater purpose. God's values call us to be generous, kind, and mindful of others. When we let these values guide our decisions, we create a ripple effect. The love and kindness we show plant seeds in the lives of others, often growing long after we're gone. This kind of legacy, one of compassion, integrity, and faith, is the true measure of a life well lived. Instead of striving for endless accumulation, we can use what we have to contribute to something bigger. And when we do, our lives are enriched in ways that wealth and status can never achieve. Putting God first reminds us that our time here is precious, and that the legacy we leave should be one of impact and purpose, a testament not to the possessions we leave behind, but to the lives we touch. Each of us has been given unique talents and abilities. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and drive to make a name for ourselves, focusing solely on personal goals and ambitions. But when we look closely, we realize that our gifts aren't just for us, they're meant to be shared with others. This concept isn't just a passing thought, it's a core message that Denzel Washington has often emphasized. He believes that true fulfillment comes when we use what we've been given to uplift those around us. Using our gifts for others means shifting from a me-first mindset to one that's about service and contribution. This doesn't mean that personal success is wrong or that we shouldn't strive to achieve our dreams. Rather, it means looking beyond ourselves and considering how our abilities can make a positive impact. Denzel's career is an incredible example of this in action. He's used his powerful presence on screen not only to entertain but to inspire and educate. He's portrayed figures like Malcolm X and Herman Boone, whose stories sparked conversations and empowered people to reflect on issues of justice, resilience, and leadership. Through his roles, Denzel has shown that when you use your talents in a way that serves others, you create something bigger than yourself, a legacy. Serving others with our gifts also requires humility. It's easy to think of our skills and talents as personal assets we've worked hard to hone. And while hard work is a crucial part of success, recognizing that these gifts come from a higher power encourages gratitude and responsibility. When we acknowledge that our talents have been entrusted to us, it becomes clear that they carry a purpose beyond our own lives. This purpose becomes more meaningful when we use our strengths to positively affect the world, whether it's by mentoring others, supporting our communities, or simply bringing encouragement to those around us. Ultimately, using our gifts to serve others enriches our lives in ways that individual success cannot. Imagine a musician who writes songs that resonate with listeners, bringing comfort, joy, or inspiration, or an athlete who uses their platform to champion causes they care about. These individuals aren't just successful, they're significant. They're part of something larger than themselves, contributing to a legacy that will outlast their time. When we choose to serve others with our gifts, we find deeper satisfaction and purpose. We come to understand that our talents were given not just to elevate ourselves, but to elevate others. In doing so, we honor the source of our gifts and fulfill a purpose that reaches far beyond personal achievements. Serving others with our gifts transforms our journey from one of simple success to one of meaningful impact. Living a life guided by faith means allowing God to be the foundation upon which everything else rests. It's about trusting in something greater than ourselves, recognizing that while we work toward our goals and aspirations, we are ultimately part of a bigger plan. Faith gives us the courage to embrace challenges, the wisdom to make difficult decisions, and the resilience to rise above setbacks. When we let faith lead us, we begin to view our struggles differently. Difficulties become lessons, and hardships transform into moments of growth. Instead of succumbing to the weight of life's challenges, we lean into them, knowing that we aren't alone in facing them. Faith reminds us that every trial we encounter is temporary and that each one has a purpose, even if it isn't immediately clear. As Denzel Washington famously said, ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Hardships, when faced with faith, push us forward, building our character and strengthening our resolve. They reveal the depth of our resilience and help us tap into strength we didn't know we had. Faith also brings us a sense of purpose. In the everyday grind, it's easy to lose sight of what matters most, to get caught up in the pursuit of material success or validation from others. But a faith-guided life is about more than just personal ambition. It's about asking how we can serve others, how we can use our gifts to make a difference in the world. Instead of simply seeking success, we begin to look for ways to make an impact, to uplift others, and to leave a legacy that transcends our own lifetime. This shift in focus from self to others becomes one of the most fulfilling aspects of living with faith. Choosing a life of faith doesn't mean life will be easy. There will still be moments of doubt, uncertainty, and struggle. But faith gives us a foundation, a constant to rely on in a world that's always changing. It gives us peace in the midst of chaos, hope when circumstances seem bleak, and clarity when the future is unclear. By trusting that God's plan is bigger than anything we can imagine, we can let go of the anxiety that comes from trying to control everything. We learn to do our best and trust that God will handle the rest. A life guided by faith isn't just about what we achieve, it's about who we become. It's about allowing God to shape us, to use us, and to guide us toward a purpose greater than ourselves. And in doing so, we not only find fulfillment, but also inspire others to seek a deeper connection to faith in their own lives. Denzel Washington has inspired countless people not only through his performances, but also through his values, particularly his commitment to putting God first. His philosophy is grounded in the understanding that while fame, awards, and recognition are a part of success, they are not the core of it. Denzel once famously said, "Put God first in everything you do." It's simple, but it speaks to a deep truth. If God is at the center, everything else finds its proper place. This philosophy shapes how Denzel lives and works, reminding him and others that purpose is greater than achievement. A high-profile career in Hollywood could make it easy to focus on fame, but Denzel's message highlights that true success isn't about what you gain, it's about what you give. He believes that every gift, talent, or skill we possess is given for a reason, and it's up to us to use these gifts in a way that honors God. For Denzel, this means acting, directing, and producing films that not only entertain but also make people think, feel, and see the world differently. His career choices reflect this commitment, as he consistently seeks roles that challenge audiences and create a lasting impact.
Beyond his career, Denzel's focus on faith provides a steady foundation in a world that constantly shifts. By putting God first, he emphasizes the importance of having a life that's grounded, not just driven.
He acknowledges that our relationship with God gives our lives a purpose that goes beyond just making money or earning accolades. Denzel often reminds others that when we reach the end of our lives, we won't be remembered for what we collected or achieved, but for how we touched the lives around us. His philosophy encourages people to prioritize love, kindness, and service above material success, stressing that these are the things we take with us. Another important aspect of his philosophy is the way he views challenges. Denzel says, ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship in a society that often seeks comfort. Denzel believes that it's in struggles and difficulties that we find our true strength. By leaning on faith during hard times, he believes we grow and develop resilience. This mindset doesn't just keep him grounded, it also gives him a sense of peace and purpose, reminding him to be grateful for both the good and the bad. Through his life and career, Denzel exemplifies that putting God first brings clarity and direction, allowing each of us to leave a legacy that truly matters. His approach reminds us that when faith is our foundation, we find not only true peace comes not from the things we own or the accolades we receive, but from a life deeply rooted in faith and purpose. In a world that often equates success with material wealth and external achievements, it's essential to understand that true fulfillment lies beyond possessions. We live in a society that bombards us with messages suggesting that happiness can be purchased, whether it's the latest gadget, a luxury car, or a dream home. While these things may provide temporary satisfaction, they are ultimately transient and can leave us feeling empty and unfulfilled. Consider the wisdom of Denzel Washington, who has consistently emphasized the importance of putting God first in everything we do. He reminds us that external success is fleeting, and without a strong foundation in faith, our accomplishments may ring hollow. So the reality is that when we place our trust in material possessions, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Possessions can be lost, taken away, or rendered obsolete. However, when we anchor ourselves in faith and prioritize our relationship with God, we discover a source of strength and contentment that cannot be shaken by the circumstances of life. The peace that comes from putting God first transcends our material needs. It allows us to face challenges with resilience and courage, knowing that we are guided by a higher purpose. This kind of peace reassures us that we are not defined by what we own or how others perceive us. Instead, we find our identity in our faith and our commitment to serving others. When we focus on what truly matters, loving our neighbors, uplifting those in need, and living a life of integrity, we experience a profound sense of fulfillment. Moreover, this peace is contagious. When we live with purpose and authenticity, we inspire those around us to seek the same. Our lives become a testament to the idea that true wealth is measured not by possessions, but by the relationships we cultivate and the positive impact we have on others. In this way, our faith not only enriches our lives, but also the lives of those we touch. Ultimately, by prioritizing our spiritual journey and embracing the peace that comes from God, we find a joy that no material possession can provide, leading to a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Enduring hardship is an essential part of personal growth and development. Life is full of challenges, and while they may seem daunting at the time, they often serve as the crucibles that forge our character. It's during these difficult moments that we discover our true strength, resilience, and capacity for growth. This idea resonates deeply with the wisdom of Denzel Washington, who reminds us that ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. When we face difficulties, we're pushed out of our comfort zones. This discomfort is often the catalyst for change and growth. Instead of shying away from challenges, embracing them can lead to profound personal development. Hardships force us to confront our fears, insecurities, and limitations. They compel us to adapt, innovate, and seek solutions. It's in these moments of struggle that we learn about ourselves and our capabilities. We realize that we can endure more than we ever thought possible. Moreover, enduring hardship often brings clarity. It helps us prioritize what truly matters in our lives. When faced with adversity, we tend to reassess our values, our relationships, and our goals. This reevaluation allows us to focus on what's essential, shedding the superficial aspects of life that may have previously consumed us. By embracing the challenges we encounter, we often emerge with a renewed sense of purpose and direction. Another important aspect of enduring hardship is the development of empathy. Experiencing struggle ourselves allows us to understand and relate to the difficulties faced by others. This shared experience fosters compassion and encourages us to support one another in times of need. As we navigate our struggles, we often find ourselves in positions to help others, creating a cycle of support and resilience within our communities. Denzel Washington's message serves as a powerful reminder that hardship is not just an obstacle, it's an opportunity for growth. When we put God first and trust in His plan, we gain the strength to face challenges head on. Through faith, we find comfort in knowing that these difficulties are shaping us for a greater purpose. Ultimately, the trials we endure today prepare us for the successes of tomorrow. Each struggle equips us with the tools we need to face future challenges, making us stronger, wiser, and more capable. So instead of avoiding hardship, let us embrace it, knowing that it is through these experiences that we truly grow and evolve. Living a purposeful life is about aligning your actions with your values and beliefs, allowing your journey to reflect a deeper meaning. It involves more than merely pursuing success or accumulating wealth. It's about making a significant impact on the lives of others and the world around you. This mindset transforms every achievement into a stepping stone toward a greater goal. To live purposefully, you must first understand your gifts and how they can serve others. Each of us has unique talents, and recognizing these gifts allows us to leverage them for the benefit of those around us. Whether you're a teacher inspiring students, a leader guiding a team, or a creative expressing ideas, your contributions matter. Denzel Washington exemplifies this notion in his career, using his platform not only to entertain but also to inspire and challenge societal norms. His dedication to telling meaningful stories highlights the importance of purpose over mere fame. Furthermore, living a purposeful life means staying true to your values, especially when faced with challenges. Life will throw obstacles your way, and during those times it's essential to rely on your faith and the principles that guide you. Embracing hardships can lead to growth and resilience, allowing you to emerge stronger and more determined to fulfill your mission. As Denzel wisely stated, ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. By facing challenges head-on, you not only develop character, but also pave the way for others to find strength in their struggles. Additionally, it's crucial to cultivate relationships that foster purpose. Surrounding yourself with individuals who share your vision and values can amplify your impact. These connections provide support, encouragement, and accountability, reminding you of your goals and inspiring you to persevere. Community plays a vital role in living a purposeful life, as we often find motivation through collaboration and shared experiences. Ultimately, living a purposeful life is a continuous journey. It requires introspection, commitment, and a willingness to adapt as you grow. By prioritizing your purpose, you create a legacy that transcends personal achievements. You inspire others to seek their paths, fostering a ripple effect of positive change. In the end, it's not just about what you accomplish, but how you inspire and uplift those around you, leaving an indelible mark on their lives. Trusting in God's plan is a powerful concept that speaks to the heart of faith and resilience. Life often throws unexpected challenges our way, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed or lost when things don't go as planned. In those moments, it becomes essential to remember that God has a purpose for each of us, even when we can't see it clearly. The notion of trusting in God's plan encourages us to embrace the unknown with faith, believing that there is a divine strategy at work in our lives. When we put our trust in God, we acknowledge that His understanding far surpasses our own. We may have dreams, aspirations, and a vision for our lives, but sometimes the paths we envision for ourselves diverge from the journey God has mapped out. This is where faith becomes crucial. It invites us to surrender our desires and plans to God, trusting that He knows what is best for us. Just like the successful actor Denzel Washington emphasizes the importance of putting God first, we too must recognize that a higher power is guiding us toward our true calling. Trusting in God's plan does not mean that we will be free from difficulties. In fact, challenges often serve a greater purpose. They help us grow, strengthen our character, and deepen our faith. As we navigate through hardships, we can find comfort in knowing that God is with us, providing the strength we need to persevere. These trials can shape us into who we are meant to be, teaching us lessons that pave the way for future success. Moreover, when we trust in God, we cultivate a sense of peace that transcends our circumstances. Instead of constantly worrying about outcomes or feeling anxious about the future, we can rest assured that God is in control. This peace allows us to move forward with confidence, focusing on our responsibilities and relationships rather than fixating on uncertainties. Ultimately, trusting in God's plan empowers us to embrace life's uncertainties with grace. It encourages us to take steps forward, knowing that we are supported by a divine presence that guides us toward fulfillment and purpose. As we commit to trusting God, we open ourselves to a life that is richer and more meaningful, one that reflects His love and grace in all that we do.